All right, guys, so we got this ProMaster City. As you guys can see, it's empty. And we're gonna be working on this one now. We have 90% of the work is done, and we will be installing the skis. So let's do some time lapse right now while we install this. And then it's a lot more things on this video. So we are going straight to the point. Let's do it. And that's the way it looks. You guys can set up the totes over here if you guys would like. It's optional if you guys want it. But yeah, like as you guys can see, this one, it went inside even with all the equipment. We just gotta install the generator, finish up some electrical work and some plumbing because we're gonna be installing the aqua water system over here. I mean on this one, and yeah, it's gonna be nice. I'm excited. Aqua system goes on this side, same as the gas. Yeah, we're gonna install it right here. All right, guys, so what we're gonna be doing, as you guys can see, this is the aqua water system. We gotta drill a hole into the vein, and this is the nice lid that we're gonna be installing as well. And what you guys do, once everything is installed, you just lift the little lid, and then you will connect your garden hose to this part over here, and you just screw it in. That's off and that's on. So and then the water is going straight to your tank. Obviously we got to do some plumbing on the inside, but yeah, it's a nice system. I like it. So big shout out to Aqua Water System Solutions. However, their name is Aqua Water System. But anyways, let's do it. Más o menos por aquí pasa el gasket. So tenés que ir por aquí. Cabala la parte del gasket. Si tenés como abrirlo ahí, ¿no? Por aquí. Un poquito más para acá. Como por aquí lo puedes hacer. Ahí, cabal. Este no. Ok. Ya, este.
¿Grabo el hoyo primero?
Sí, abrí primero el hoyo y ya después haces el resto. Now guys, I don't know if you guys remember this video that I'm going to be showing you guys here, but this is a video that I did like 9 months ago because the owner of this specific van, he purchased the first one. So that is only being 9 months ago. And I was talking to him and everything, and he was kind of explaining me how everything was, you know, for the past 9 months that he started his business fresh, you know. So I mean, I want to see if I can get some words from him because he explained me a lot. I even got everything recorded over there from my camera, but I want to see if I can get his advice, if we want to call it like that, for newer detailers, or how he was able to do, you know, what he did. Like, once again, this is his second van, and there was people telling him that he don't need all these and stuff like that. I mean, maybe not to start, but it all depends on how you're gonna start your business and how you wanna do it. So let's see if we can get some reactions from him. At least he's gonna give us a walkthrough of his van once we are finished, because we did the same thing on the first van, and let's see what happens. Let's do it. All right, guys, so we are over here with David, and he owns Mint Mobile Detailing, and this one here is his second van. So he's gonna give us a walk around, of his van, and as well he's gonna explain us why he picked up another van, and it's been only 9 months. So
yeah, so I mean, same setup as we got last time. So Predator generator 3500. I really like this generator. There was a couple of updates last July that with the CO2 sensor. So if you're getting one of these 3500s, check your local laws and all of that as a disclaimer. But personally, we bypassed the CO2 sensor because it is on a slide out. CO2 is not going to build up a lot in the van. All of your doors are open usually when you're detailing, so it's not really a concern for me and my business. But it's really great because for about $6 to $7 worth of gas, it will run 10 hours all day long. Correct. And we never have really any issues with overheating or power surging or anything like that. So it's been really dependable. Top shelf we usually reserve for a VX 5000 steamer. It's really great if you're just trying to knock out some plastics or get some gum or something like that off of it. If he shows the camera up inside, we got a Kranzel. I did have the AR, but I had some pump issues, like the seals were leaking. Again, that's not for everybody, but for me, we ended up buying a Kranzel because it was what they had in stock, and I was really happy with the dependability of the Kranzel, so we just kind of stuck with that with this build as well. The Fortress, so it's a 4-gallon, it's got 200 PSI. It's perfect for the Tornador. Like, my guys can run this for, 3 to 5 minutes at a time without really feeling like they're losing pressure or anything. And that's enough to blow out your back seat, blow out your floorboards, and start vacuuming. Then you move to the, the next section of the car. Yeah. So everybody's process is different, so your tools may change, but for our build, this is specific to our process, and it's really worked for us and allowed us to be profitable in our first year.
Gotcha.
I love this, the Aqua system. It feeds into your water tank. I really like this because, not having loose water in your van can prevent rust. It can prevent damage to other tools. It can prevent just you forgetting that you put the hose in there and it's just overfilling and floods your van out.
Correct.
So being able to have the Aqua system feed into your tank and not have loose water in the van is always a positive. On the back side, we got Max Shine holders for our spray bottles. And then on the other side, we'll have Max Shine brush holder, and then a different Max Shine bottle holder for some of our smaller bottles and cans and things of that nature that we may carry. I like the 7-drawer toolbox that we get. It's from Harbor Freight, and it's like really affordable. It's perfect for storing all of our tools. And as a small business owner, the one thing that I've learned over the years is that everything needs to have its place. If it doesn't, it'll get broken eventually, and that rises costs of just doing business. So try to take care of your tools, give it a place to be, and all of the drawers allowed us to have different things. So whether it's a deep drawer and you can put like big tools, air blowers, things like that in it, as well as having all these drawers where we can store clean rags and make sure that we're not like contaminating any of our clean microfibers by just like having them stacked up here where dust and dirt's going to collect as we use the vacuum cleaner and stuff of that nature. Tornador gun, this thing's a lifesaver now that I use it all the time. It will easily blow out a car very quickly and get into a lot of those crevices that are super hard to vacuum, just make it a lot easier to do your job a lot quicker. Foam cannon. Everybody's got a different, idea on what kind of foam cannon you're going to use. And frankly, I don't remember do you know the name of this foam cannon?
It's the MTM.
The MTM.
Yeah.
So I love it. It was the one that Tony told me to go with when we first got the first van build that we did. And we've been using it ever since, no problems. I haven't had to like take it out, clean it or anything like that. Yeah. So it works really well and it foams really well. So we've just stuck with what works. Vacuum hose reel. I remember like calling Tony the first time and asking him like, shouldn't I get like a 100 or 150 foot vacuum hose? Like, what if we need to, and he was like, dude, you don't need more than like 30 feet of vacuum hose. If you need more than 30 feet, you've parked way too far away from the vehicle you're doing. Yeah. So the 30 foot works. Like I try to tell my guys, like, don't ever drag a hose through a car, but we can go all the way around the car if we need to. We can get, and back around to the other side. So it's never been a problem. The hose, as far as like how big the hose is, it fits, it doesn't clog. We don't really have any of those issues.
Yeah.
Occasionally, you know, we'll disconnect the hose and just clean it out for just maintenance sake,
Correct.
but we don't have an issue with it constantly clogging or getting stuff stuck in it. So it's been a really good hose, and I like the reel setup. Air hose, pressure washer hose, 50 foot of pressure washer hose will get it done. You don't really need more than that. And kind of the same with either your air hose, or if you're looking at your extension cord, if you're running like a DA or something like that, or even your air blower, you want to have an extension cord on hand that, you know, you don't have to reel up every time.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that later. I do want to address like how convenient and effective this van is. It makes your whole process more efficient with having less setup and breakdown time on every job. And obviously the more jobs you do, the more time you save. So
Correct.
we'll go over to the other side real quick. Other side, we just have like chemical holder shelves, which are really convenient. I love these foamers that Tony ended up talking me into the first build that we did, and the IK Foam Pro 2. We use these, we have 2 of them in our van. One of them is going to be for tires, just foaming the degreaser and stuff. The other one is for our all-purpose cleaner that we'll use on like rubber floor mats and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So, and then Rupes buffer or DA, we got that and the 5-inch pad holder. Up on the shelf, you'll see it's a 5-gallon Beadz vacuum cleaner, 5.5 horsepower. The vacuum cleaner's super great. It's got enough suction on it. We clean it once a week, and outside of just making sure you blow the filter out once a week, that's very low maintenance. And then the extension cord reel that you guys seen coming through the wall on the other side. So.
Yeah.
The other thing that like Tony has thought everything through, that was what impressed me about the first build that we did with him, was like getting this pump installed to actually pull the water from the water tank and feed it to your pressure washer. As someone that used to own a pressure washing business, I understand pressure washers pretty well, and I know that like having to put the stress on the pressure washer pump to really pull water from a tank, unless your pressure washer is a belt-driven gasoline pressure washer, it's
Yeah.
not really intended to do that. So to have a pump there, have a remote system so that I can easily cut all of this equipment on that I've showed you with a remote. I don't have to walk back and forth to the van. It just goes to speak further to the efficiency that the van build offers when you actually get out in the field and start using it. So that's a little bit about the equipment in there. I guess Tony really, we had a conversation. I guess this is really what he wants me to talk about. So for me, like, I'm a numbers guy. I want to make sure that whatever business that I'm building, I'm doing it properly, and I'm making the right decisions. And so paying for a build like this, a lot of people are going to look at it like it's really expensive and maybe unnecessary. So I was breaking down for Tony like how necessary the build is, or at least how necessary I've found it to be. So with our first build, Tony, again, I didn't know anything about detailing or what equipment I would need and what packages I was selling. I had my packages kind of built out. I showed Tony, he was like, this is kind of what you need. So he helped me kind of select this equipment, and then I've kind of fine-tuned it over the last 9 months that we've been in business. And now we're back, you know, in our 9th month trying to put this one on the road. And what I was explaining to him was, you know, after probably about 3 weeks of us being in business, I hired my first employee and got out off of the van. All right, my goal was to get off of the van as fast as possible. I'm a true believer of working on your business, not in your business, especially if you don't want to be an owner operator, but you're actually looking to scale something and grow something so that you're not actually having to do the manual labor yourself, and you can kind of step back and get that 1,000-foot view of your company and make those decisions. So in that sense, I was telling him that now we have 2 guys for the first van, and we do about 3 full details a day. Now it really depends on obviously your process and what kind of details you're doing, but for us, a full detail will take anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, depending on what package they pick. So when you think about that, we can get about 3 full details in every day. Setup and breakdown, I sat there and kind of done this, and it takes about 15 minutes without this setup to like pull all of your equipment out, get your extension cords, all of that stuff, and set up everything. You got all these tools you've unloaded, so 15 minutes to set up everything and pull stuff out as you work, and then it's another 15 or 20 minutes to roll it back up. If you guys have ever tried to roll up a pressure washer hose without a pressure washer reel, it is very, very hard. So With that being said, you're saving about 30 to 40 minutes. So if you're being conservative and you're saving 30 minutes per vehicle and you're doing 3 vehicles a day, you're saving about an hour and a half of labor times 2 guys, right? So when you think about in that sense, you're saving 3 hours of labor a day, let's say 6 days a week, that's 18 hours of labor. When you multiply that out times, like let's be conservative here. I'm not trying to, be outrageous with it. Let's say you got 48 working weeks in a year, rain days, holidays, whatnot. So 48 working weeks, I'm in the South, so 48 working weeks, you're looking at roughly about $7,000 in labor, if not more. You do that math, it could be a lot more. So being conservative, let's say $7,000 in labor. Now, this is what you're not taking into account. If you're doing 3 full details a day for us, right, depending on the packages, but generally my guys start every morning at 7:30 and we finish up the day around 5, right? So let's say 5:30 on some of those days that maybe we have a bunch of higher end packages stacked on top of each other, 5:30, 6 o'clock. So it's like a full, 10, sometimes 10 and a half, 11-hour day. So when you think about that, in the wintertime, especially when the sun goes down a lot quicker, if we're not saving that hour and a half of setup and breakdown every day, there's no way we finish the 3rd vehicle every day. Yep. So now you take into effect that you don't have the same capacity because you're not set up this way to be as efficient, and now you're losing a vehicle every day. So let's be, again, conservative and say that like our lowest detail package is $150. So let's just say that conservatively that's the only package I'm losing out on every day. If you do that 5 days a week, 48 working weeks a year, you're looking at another like $30,000 to $36,000 depending on how much you work and rain days and all this, right? Mm-hmm. So when you add it up between the labor that you save and set up and break down and the money that you make extra by being able to add in a 3rd vehicle, you're talking about an extra $30,000 to $40,000 every year that the efficiency of the van is saving you. Right, and that's not to go into the fact that like how many people have come out of their house to look at our van while we're detailing their neighbor, and I've earned that business. Like we're not even taking that into account. So when people, when I posted online, like this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm, people were like, how much did you spend and things of that nature. And so you start telling them, they're like, you're burning money, it's not smart, don't do it. And I got to say, like I don't regret it at all. It has worked out really well. We're back for our 2nd van in 9 months, so it's obviously working out for us. And I don't mean to say that like, I haven't had help along the way. Like networking has been really well for me, and I'm really good at marketing and things of that nature. So obviously it's, I'm very fortunate in those aspects. And not to say that like whether I took a loan or not to get it, to get the van and get the setup, it really pays for itself over that course of that year or 2 years that you're using the van for that purpose. So, and hopefully, you're using the van for 5, 6, 7 years because this is aluminum. Like it's not going to rust out. You can get it coated, so it's there to stay. And the way that he sets it up, you can just when your van dies on you, slide this out, slide it back into the new van, and you're good to go. So. He asked me to kind of go over some of those numbers with you and kind of tell you a little bit about the success we had with it. And like I said, whether I've been fortunate enough to have good marketing or be able to get loans from people in order to grow my business faster, doesn't really take into, it's not really a factor in whether this is going to make you money and be efficient for your process. So, whether you're out there grinding as a solo owner operator or you're trying to scale, I think that this is a really good purchase and a really good investment in your business.
Amazing. Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
No worries.
So, yeah, I think I don't have to say anything else. Now, the intentions from my end is never been to be, I was not even thinking that this was going to be a business for me, So I never trying to sell stuff to nobody. And I found the opportunity, since he explained it to me so nice, so why not, and share this with you guys. So once again, my main business is mobile detailing as well. But once again, I want to show you guys this. I cannot just not show this, right? So, all right, guys, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Make sure to follow Mint Mobile Detailing in Instagram. Yeah. And what else?
Facebook, we're online. Atlanta, Georgia. Just check us out.
Sounds good, guys. All right. Thank you, guys. Take care. I will catch you guys on the next one.